vanilla latte?
Ooh, I got the caramel latte. It's my fave, but decaf.
Decaf for me too.
What inspired you to start creating your own projects?
I think it happened when I first moved out to LA that nothing happened for me in 3 years, and so I kind of started to say, you know what, if I want to like create and be in things that I like, I'm gonna have to write them for myself.
Oh.
And so that's kind of what inspired really to take it seriously.
Where do you get your inspiration for writing your own projects?
It's really funny, but music inspires me a lot.
Oh, wow.
So I can hear a certain type of song or music, and that inspires me to tell a story. Sometimes a title is what comes up first.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm like, well, what does that mean? And then I start to explore it, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting story. So titles, music, and just normal people, watching people, that inspires me. I've always been curious to know what people like, what their lives are like, and so I kind of like imagine what it is, and then I start creating all these like stories for these strangers that I meet.
What's the creative process like for you when you make all of your different projects?
The creative process for me is I really like to call it like the throwing up version, which is just literally just putting everything out. I just write whatever comes into my brain, and then I go back and I read it, and I'm like, this is horrible, we need to fix this. I always do the very bad, ugly version.
Oh.
And then I go back and then I start to clean it up. So that's pretty much what I do.
Well, I saw a bagel truck outside. Do you want to go get some bagels? Sounds good, right?
Am I the kind of person that says no to bread?
Of course.
I never say no to bread.
So, Melissa, do you have a moment in your life that really made you know that you wanted to come out here to LA and move?
So the first time I ever came, I was 16. I came with my parents for a competition. And I made myself a promise right here on this bridge that at 18 I would move out to LA and try to become an actress. And I did. This spot actually means a lot to me. This whole street means a lot to me.
What inspired you to become an actress?
It's just something I always knew. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew that when I was on the stage and performing, I was happy. Follow my dad around with his video camera so he can film me and doing different things. I had this thing with saying like, hey folks, all the time. I don't know why. I don't even know where I picked that up, but I kept saying that all the time. And I was like, hey folks. That was a very weird job.
Oh my gosh. How do you prepare for auditions to begin with?
I read everything because I need to understand really what the story's about and who this person is. And then I just start to break it down like line for line and do, pretty much figure out what her motivation is and her intentions and all those things. But I do the homework just so that I understand the story, but I don't ever bring those things into the audition because that was the first mistake I ever did when I first came out here.
Yeah.
Was like bringing in that information with me. And like I would be in the audition room and I'm like, what's her intention? That's terrible for you. Like that really messed me up a lot in the beginning. I think that's why I didn't really do well in the beginning. I do all the homework and then I throw it I just throw it away.
Do you get nervous still? And if so, what do you do to calm your nerves?
I do. It's really bizarre. I actually do like the feeling of nervousness.
Yeah.
I like waiting in the room before going in and that my heart starts pounding, and I kind of like that because it's, for me, I interpret it like that I'm having fun and that I care about the process.
I'm going to put you to a test with a quick acting this or that. Okay, so Twilight movies or Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Harry Potter.
Hunger Games.
So who's your favorite character in the Hunger Games?
I love Katniss. I don't like President Snow. Because I think he's just so like intimidating, and I actually really like the actor that played him. I think that he did a really good job.
And what is your movie that you like always cry to?
Oh, that I always cry to. Well, The Notebook, I always cry.
Oh my goodness,
That's one of my favorite movies. Good Will Hunting.
Oh, okay.
I cried a lot. I always cry in the scene between Matt Damon and Robin Williams when he's like in the room.
Yeah.
When he says that it's not your fault, like when he starts telling him that over and over. I don't know why that scene just gets me so sad. I just start crying. It's such a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Would you rather be in a sci-fi movie or an adventure or action-packed movie?
Oh, I would love action.
Oh.
Like adventure. I actually would love to do Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching those films, and I actually really love cars. But anything that has to do with nature, outside, and like trying to survive is like one of my favorite things.
Oh my God.
I love the Discovery Channel, and I watch things like that, and so to act, it's a role where you're just trying to survive.
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Bye! Good luck on your audition. You're gonna do amazing. I'm so excited for you. Break a leg.
Wish me luck.
Melissa, a lot of your fans know you from your work on Nickelodeon's Every Which Way, but what is something that you learned from working on the show that you still incorporate into other acting projects that you work on?
I learned so many things on that show because that was my first real big project. I learned how to project on set. That was actually one of the things that I wasn't good at. Like the sound guy would get so frustrated with me. He's like, you need to talk louder. So I learned that, but I learned so many amazing things, and I still miss the show every day because it was so much fun.
And we loved every single one of those episodes. They were also
Thank you.
magical. Now, who is an actor or actress that you'd like to work with in a future project?
Oh, that's a hard question. I love Bradley Cooper. I love his style of acting. I love how he can do every role like so funny and so unique to him. But Angelina Jolie is my favorite actress. So I would love to work with her. I think she's really like incredible and intense, and I love her work. I'm a big fan.
Wonderful. Now, what would be your dream role to portray?
There's so many because I really would love to play a lot of things. But I love to play characters that are based off of real people. And things that are real. I like characters that are real. I don't really like too many fantasy stories and things like that. But my dream is to play characters that I create, to be honest.
Oh, very nice.
So I would love to do that.
Excellent. But I like how you said that you would love to portray a character that's actually real, because I feel like that would be a little more challenging because that person is real and like you kind of have to grasp the essence of the person, but in the same way also put your own twist to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a very interesting answer and also like a great compliment. Now, what is something that fans may not know about you as an actress?
As an actress, I'm actually very, what's the word? Not self-aware, but insecure. As an actor, actually, I don't always feel like 100%. So I always feel like, did I do a good job? And am I doing a good job? So I'm actually a little bit of an insecure actor, but I feel like most actors are, because they're just trying to do the best that they can. So that's a little bit, it's personal, but it's true.
Well, I think everyone always thinks that you do such an extraordinary job with all projects that you do. Now, going off of that, what is it like for you seeing yourself up on TV?
I don't feel anything.
Oh.
It's really, really weird because I always envisioned that when I did, I would feel different, and I never felt different at all.
Oh, okay.
And even when I saw myself like on the screen, I just felt like I was watching the monitor on set. So I didn't feel any different at all.
Wow,
I felt very just
interesting.
normal, yeah.
Interesting. And also, how do you feel you've grown as an actress from project to project?
I feel like I grow as a human being, really. I mean, everything, throughout my whole life, I really just try to see what I can do to grow and challenge myself. And so that kind of goes hand in hand within my personal life and within my career, where it's just kind of everything is brand new and everything is a challenge. And depending on that experience, it's pretty much how I grow. I mean, I love challenges. That's what excites me about life. The harder it is, I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's like that, I have to take the easy way? Nah, I'm not going to do that. What's the hard way? That's what I want to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's like a great challenge to yourself to like be better at what you do, which is amazing. And also, what would you like to see yourself accomplish in the future as an actress?
There's so many things I want to accomplish. I mean, I take my career very seriously, and so every audition that I go on and every project that I'm approached to do, I think of it as a long-term type of thing. Is this going to be good in the long run, not just for the moment? I don't like to do things that are trendy. I like to do things that are, have some sort of longevity to it, some sort of timeless essence to it. And that goes across the board within things that are outside of acting in my writing world and everything. But definitely, I just want to see the things that I create and the things that I write pretty much like, happen.
Come to life.
Come to life.
Yay.
Become a reality.
And we can't wait for that too. I can't wait for it. Everyone, all of your fans can't wait for it. Now, if you could give advice to people who would like to become an actor or an actress, what advice would you give them?
I always say don't give up because it's true. You really can't give up. It's a process. But for me, you really have to love it because it's a very, I mean, just like anything in life, you have to really love what you do because the journey is very, very hard. And if you don't love it, you're just going to give up.
Absolutely.
And so I just feel like whatever it is that you do, you have to give 100% of yourself. You have to be willing to sacrifice for things. I think that this industry has pretty much given an illusion that Hollywood and acting and this whole entertainment business is fantasy and that you can make it overnight, and it's like it took me 10 years to book every which way, so it's not like it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, I can tell you that firsthand. And I just feel like everything is a growing and learning process, and really just you cannot give up, whether you're going to make it in your teenage years or you're going to make it in your 50s or in your 70s. I mean, if you love it, you're never going to stop trying to do it.
Excellent.
So
yeah.
that would be my advice.
And what they say, like, if you find something you love, it's never really like a job. It's just what you're doing, and you love doing it.
You never work a day in your life.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I can't wait for all that you have going on. I know that there's a lot of excitement, so we can't wait to see it.
Me too. I can't wait to share it finally, hopefully soon.
Definitely. We can't wait, and we'll all just have to stay tuned for it. So that's a lot of excitement coming.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. So, Stephanie, can you just tell me what inspired you to focus your life around singing?
So I kind of came upon singing, like it was just always something very, very natural to me.